Well, much of the country is struggling under cold temps and some of that white stuff. No such troubles here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Miami Dolphins. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Now Tannehill. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Our game here, the first of 3 on this Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody. And remember, you got 2 more after this. We're followed here by the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then tonight, a good one out in the desert, the Bucks and Cards from Glendale. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the gun, here's Tannehill. They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
A part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this. And now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Matt Ioannidis bullying his way in and sticking him to the turf. Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early, and I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day? That's a tough one right there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 39. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult pull to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On first down, right back to Hall. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw there taken in by Smith. On the move past the 40. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Now this throw caught left side. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
And that's how you shake off the interception you throw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Here's Chase now on the jet sweep. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On second down, a run with Hall. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Breece Hall, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Trask. Throwing left side, it's complete. 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him go up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Ball again on 2nd down. And he's got room. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Tannehill's throw taken in by Chark. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Tannehill. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 39. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. The end result, 21 yards. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to the ground with Hall. And they'll get him down right around the 16. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. It's Tannehill. Touchdown, Packers. Marquise Brown, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have regained the lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Oh, what a catch by Hopkins. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Now a give running left is Breida. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The Dolphins hit 10-4 on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row. And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly. You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he? He does. He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs. Trask now looks to throw on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion. Trask on first down. Man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 44 yards. And the Dolphins have yet again retaken the lead. Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 17-14. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout. An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction? And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 81 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. We really didn't have any doubt that he was going to be one of the top-rated rookies coming into the league, especially as a runner. And he's given us no reason to change our minds. That's a big-time run, and the production that he showed us in college is translating very well into the National Football League. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Tannehill. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And that is incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
McPherson's kick is good, and that will tie things at 17-all. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Matt Breida, 75 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. What's good on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now, you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now, with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
On first down, Tannehill. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Packers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. And they go play action. Here's Trask. Going deep for Hopkins. And this one is incomplete.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. But let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works, sometimes they're ready for you. And that time, they were on guard. Incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Trask. They'll set up a screen for Breida. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. 3rd and long for Trask. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. Back deep, Tariq Cohen. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now Hall to start the drive. Darnell Savage there to make the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Tannehill. And Shark calls it in. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup. Here you go. Right here.
Straight ahead is Hall. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. From just shy of midfield, Tannehill. Throw over the middle, caught by DeGuara. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Back to throw, Tannehill. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now it's Tannehill. This is Smith with the ground. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jonnu Smith as the first half is winding down. And the Packers have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory. Coughs up the football. And the Packers pick it up. And a first and goal coming up here inside the 10-yard line.
And in our meeting with the special teams coordinator, we asked him, what's your philosophy on bringing the ball out? Do you give him a red light? Do you keep him in? Green light, let him go? Let's see if he changes from green light to red light after that costly error.
Yeah, you know what I remember from that meeting? He brought donuts.
I like him.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But he's not happy, right? Touchdown, Packers! 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill. And the Packers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen. But when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to complete that pass and take a nice momentum into the locker room.
So we've reached halftime here. Charles has already thrown off his headset. He's out here. He says, it's Christmas Day. I'm going home. We're not done yet, though. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Trash throw into the hands of Pitts here. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. On 1st and 10, Trask. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Off the play fake, Trask on the move, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Trayvon Walker, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Breida, they'll go up the middle, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Setting to throw. Here's Trask. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Tannehill. And he'll find Hall. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Hall want to give up the middle. And he's got some space here. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 105 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the counter, it's Hall. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Tannehill. It's caught. Smith. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Third and 2, Tannehill. Open man left side, it's the tight end DeGuara. And he is going to have a Packers first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Second down and 8. Some space to operate. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 39-yard line. Here's a give to Hall. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the red zone now, Tannehill. Complete. Smith has it. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. Goes right back to Smith again.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Tannehill keeps on the sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Packers go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that...
Oh, wide open, complete, touchdown. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Tannehill. That one complete. He finds Shark. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about... Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Tannehill. He's got Smith here. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 25 yards that time. We are off to the 4th quarter here on this special Christmas Day broadcast. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. They'll give to Hall. 135 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Hall again on 2nd down. Room here to run. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Breece Hall with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Oruwariye. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the interception, here's Tannehill. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hall. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
Now, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
All again on 2nd down. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
The Packers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And he hits the upright, but it caroms in anyway. Boy, plenty of distance there as he banks it in. And that will extend their lead even further. Distance wasn't the problem, but he did need some help from the right upright, and he got it. A little kiss and in.
Yeah, fortunately caught on the inside of the upright, and that pushed it through. This isn't like a baseball foul pole where you hit any part of it and it counts. It's got to go through the post. If he hits it on the outside, that's no good.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard, but that is not the case as we play on here in this fourth quarter. First down, Trask. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last two snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing, Trask. On the slant, DeAndre Hopkins. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 28. Again, it's Trask. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Christian Fulton. And the Packers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him, let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 176 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game.
Tannehill intercepted again. Kaiir Elam makes a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Trask down to his final gasp here on 4th down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on 1st down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Trask. He'll let it fly for Austin. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Dolphins. Calvin Austin. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll go again with Hall. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. A give running right is Hall. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now Tannehill. And this is going to be incomplete.
So I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Trask to throw it. That's caught by Marquez Callaway. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Trask now looks to throw on 1st down. Packer pressure, and down he goes. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. To throw is Trask. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Trask. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Now the question is obvious. Do you try to kick the field goal right here knowing that you need 2 scores? I would be thinking about it if I were on that sideline. Get the field goal now, try and get the touchdown later.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Trask. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least 1 play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Green Bay, their hopes of a winning campaign stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Miami, it's a bad time of year to take a loss like this as they drop to 10-5. And they'll look to get back